Okay, just took a little break. Just kind of wiping up my sticks because everything was kind of getting dirty. All right, let's put the sun. Now, the sun's like right here. Okay, and we got to get a lot brighter than that, but it's basically right there. And it is a really bright, bright, bright. We have to bring in a bright, bright, bright here, and then the color of the sky is also really bright around here. Probably should have done this sky color in the beginning to make it my life a little easier at the moment. But I was just noticing it. It's really this really yellow. So now I gotta cut in all these branches, which is not the best thing. That's basically where my sun's gonna be. But I want to like get this really bright yellow sky in here, and then I think I need a stump. If I have the right one. Where are you? There we go. Spread out that yellow. Yeah, because I want to get this light sky, this warm, and it's really this yellow color. This is a good to start off with the gray, but now looking at my reference, it's really brightened up. All right, and then the sun's going to be here, and here's a sun yellow. The sun yellow's thick. It should be thick. Okay, we'll work on that. The paper is pretty good. It does take a lot to cover up that black paper, but the colors do pop nice on it. That's the nice thing about it, is against the black paper, and I can use the blacks down in here as the darks, which is good. But I like it. Darken up this hill a little bit so those lights really kind of shine through. My nose is runny. This is the best part of this painting, I think, is this light area as it comes through the trees and comes through. And then I need a red, a really bright poppy red. Better than that neo pastel. That's really going to pop out. Because that's what I got to get those color contrasts working. This is a sun, so I'm using my suns because my suns are going to be my very brightest colors. Right? And then over here, we'll even pop this even more. And if with the suns, if it's too much, I can always take my finger like I just did here, and I can kind of push it back so it's not so. It can be too strong sometimes, the color. So you gotta kind of play around, find the right value of it. Right, but the sun's gonna give me those brightest colors. Let me drop something. Oh, my knees. Oh. Sometimes when you stand too long and then you try to bend, like your knees get locked. And it's like, oh my God. Okay. Still working on that light. We'll eventually find it and get it going better. All right, still filming. Hopefully my hand doesn't cover up, because I can't really see like the camera. I'm just kind of working and I'm not really paying attention to what's actually being filmed. Whereas before I can kind of look down every once in a while and go, ooh, I need to get my hand out of the way. So hopefully you guys understand here that it's a little different for me working like this. Okay. And I gotta come through that water, block that out. All right, and if I take, where's my white? Oh, right over here. Stretch. Okay. Pop the white here, where that sun is. That'll help a little. Let me take a look at that. Yeah, we're starting to figure this out. Kind of get my trees back in there. They can kind of get lost, the branches and stuff. Anyway, this is a fun one. Light's a lot of fun for me. Painting light, the way it goes through. And it's good to be painting again. It's good to not be in pain. I tell you, man, health is everything. Health and time, right? That's real currency. You don't have your health, you don't have your time, you don't have anything, right? Even all the money that you think is important isn't important if you're sick and old. You know what I mean? Just out of time. And you don't have your body. I kind of like this yellow sky all the way through this thing, yeah. I should have just started with that. Even though I saw, gray in the beginning, as I go through it, I really enjoy just getting this yellow into it and working in the trees. Then we got a big tree here that's going to really come over everything here. That'll be a top layer type of situation. And then I haven't even touched my rock, so we still got a little ways to go here. And I haven't taken a drink from the polar, so cheers. Here's the fun times painting. I need to work in my painting into my regular life here a little bit more regularly. Between my job and doing stuff around the house, I gotta find the time to do this because I'm working late into night and I don't normally paint in the nighttime. I like to paint during the daytime. I haven't done a night painting where I painted into the night in a long time. But I kind of like it. It's really quiet. That light kind of pops in the back there, kind of illuminates everything back in there. Kind of like that dark right there, don't you? Sometimes you gotta leave those areas of just dark. Ooh, dropped again. So my paper here, need to peel back. There we go. Got some more lipstick here to play with. Basically what these things are is just lipstick, right? I don't know. Looks like lipstick. All right. So does that look pretty good? I think it works. I'm gonna pop some of this white in this bright parts of the water to match the sun. So when that sun hits that water, it's pretty much as bright as the sun itself. Okay. Nice. It's working. We're getting there. Slowly and surely. We are getting there. Okay, now let's work. It's making some room. A lot of stuff going on up here, so Maybe these rocks. Some of these rocks catch that light and just kind of a tint of it. Right, some of them catch the edge, like the edge of the light kind of hits it. Kind of play around. Okay. All right. I think I wasn't filming. I don't know. I might have messed this up. I might have just left some of the video out because I don't know if I hit the film or the record button. So there might be some parts here you didn't see, but I'm getting in the light from the rocks here. And as that sun just kind of pops some of these. Okay. And then what I did notice, some of these rocks kind of glow a little from the sun. So I might have just have a big section here where I didn't record. So my apologies. Again, this is something new I'm trying with this clippy thing. So my apologies if you don't see some of the footage. All right, working out the bugs still. So it's all good though. You get the most of it. There we go. What do you think of that? Kind of those rocks pop in there. Maybe this one's a little bright, like a little bit of light pops right into that little part right there. And on the other side of the rock, it's a cooler reflection. Where's that green one? Because I can kind of pop a green in this rock. That's pretty cool looking. Just bring some different colors in there. The rocks are. This one. Right, you got to figure out where that sun is going to hit and then punch it strong. Right? Gotta follow that light. Okay, you get the idea on that. Oh, I left out that rock. Can't leave out that rock. But it's mostly dark. This water is mostly really dark. Right in there, it's dark. Okay, so there might be a section of this video where it's completely gone because I forgot to hit that little record button. So my apologies there. Sometimes you mess up. But so hopefully that might have happened. Okay, so over here we have this now tree. We have this tree coming across here. So I'm going to kind of bring in some branches here. Or these will be eventually branches that come out here. Branches that come out. There's like a tree on this side here. And oops, grab some different browns. We'll start with this one. And this should just go real quick if I can figure out how to hold this thing. It's getting a little slimy. This is an old scent stick. I can tell the age of it. It's hardened up a little bit. And it's hard to hold on to. It's like sliding around. Let me see if I can find a different one. This might be better. There we go. A little bit brighter too. That's how it'll work. All right, and let's bring some branches or some foliage out that kind of pop right in here. Well, I do like the water coming back, because I don't want to cover all that up. It's kind of noisy. Comes up in the sky. Let's get it brighter. There we go, a little bit brighter. Pop some of those out. Where's my dark here? Because right here I need to darken it. Just working through the night. Getting close here though. Might take a break and kind of finish up my polar. And then look at this tomorrow morning with fresh eyes and see what else needs to be done here. I need to work on the light a little bit more and the water. Just to kind of tidy it up a bit. Make some last minute decisions and maybe change a few things. You never know. Never know what's going to happen in the next day. Might change. When you look at it with fresh eyes, you'll see, oh, what the hell was I doing? Oh, made a huge mistake. That happens. So it's always good to hit it with fresh eyes. And you can kind of see those mistakes pop right back out to you. But the fun part of this was really the water, I think. The water in this section right here was the best. And these rocks, the whole thing was fun actually. But, you have some favorite parts to it, right? There's some favorite parts to every painting that I have. But, yeah, I think we are nearing a good stopping point where I can take a break and look at it tomorrow. So, let me stop this for a second. Okay, now I'm just holding it. I'm holding it with my hand here. And we're looking at it dead on, as you can see. So I can kind of... Sometimes when you look at your painting through the phone, you can kind of pick up on stuff that you can't when you're looking at it, in person. There's some things I love. Kind of this section is actually working out all right for me. I kind of want to leave it kind of vague like this. It kind of adds to it. And those rocks here are pretty cool. I might darken out some of them though. Just darken out maybe a little bit more contrast between them. Yeah, a little bit of dark in there, because remember this is on the other side of the rock, so it looks pretty neat though. It's kind of cool. I like that. Maybe right in here a little darker. Just playing around, poking at it. Things you see through a smaller screen sometimes really helps. These leaves need to come out into the contrast of that dark behind it. So I'm just holding with one hand and then working. I could probably do a whole painting like this, honestly. But I like using both hands sometimes, so. Yeah, that yellow sky definitely is working. And I think the water is definitely working. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a break. I'm going to go to bed, actually. It is, well, what time is it? I'm trying to watch here. It's about 10ish. That's not late for some, but for me, that's late. Since normally I go to bed at like 8:30, almost, well, not 8:30, but like 9 o'clock. Because I get up early in the morning. I'm usually up by 5 in the morning, 4:30 sometimes. I start early, so I go to bed early. Yeah, okay. All right, everybody, it's been fun. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back at it tomorrow morning. I'm going to take a look at it. I'll poke around with it a little bit more. But yeah, I think we are getting pretty much there to the end. And just kind of poking at it here and there. Playing around with it a little here and there. So, all right, it's been fun. I'm going to go to bed. I'll be back. All right, I am back. It's the next day. Haven't touched it since last night. But this is where we left it at last night. All right, so some things I noticed this morning that I didn't catch yesterday was right up here. I didn't finish the sky out in behind this tree, so I'm just gonna add a little yellow back in there just to kind of finish that out. So that's one little thing. And there, just some yellow spots in there. Ooh, now I put some other color down in the sky. I didn't want to do that. I have to wipe this up. Sometimes you pick up colors from other parts and just gotta rub it out. Well, I'm gonna have to wait a day until I can get coverage on top of it. There we go. It's kind of spreading out. I didn't want to do that. Oops, made a mistake. Okay, next thing I thought I might want to do is bring some warmth here. So I have these two sticks here. It's like this plum color. I think they're different numbers, but they're very similar in color. I'll show you what they look like. Alright, so I'm going to use this one. Leans a little bit more to the red. The other one's more to the violet. Yeah, so I thought this is a good color to use for, like, this is a nice dark color, as you can see, but it's got some warmth in it. And so what I like to do sometimes in scenes like this where you have a strong backlight like we have in this, sometimes I like to add this to some of my darks just to kind of bring a little warmth to the dark. Alright, and you just kind of pop it here and there, and it kind of changes the dark. It kind of warms it up. I might add a little in here. Alright, so it's a dark, but it's got warmth to it. And it kind of adds a nice tone to it. Now this is hard to do with such a big stick in such a small little area, but see if I can use this edge instead. So I'll do this sometimes, and I think I want to try it on this just to see how that'll look. Just a little bit like that. You don't need a lot. But basically, I kind of do it right where the light is kind of coming through. I'll add some warmth to these rocks, or some, like a tree limb or an object here. I might add a little bit of warmth to it, and it just kind of helps with the light. I think it kind of brings the light forward to us a little bit more by doing this. Okay, so it does change it. I mean, just really little slight changes like that. Maybe up in here, we'll put that up in there a little bit. Okay, so not a lot, just to kind of scrub in little bits here and there. Right. Yeah, and it's a very subtle change, but if you look at it, you can see kind of the warmth in there. And it kind of just helps with that light, the intensity of the light. I think it kind of brings the light kind of through and forward a little bit more. I'm holding my phone again, so I know it's moving around on us, but with my light, I'm using the sun white, and I got a lot of it here, but I'm going to see if I can kind of spread that out. And oops, I don't want to like lose the intensity of it. Yeah, that's probably good enough. We don't need it to overdo it, that part. Back over here, I'm going to grab that slate gray. Kind of put in some more darks up in here. Alright, so just little subtle changes, nothing drastic. Just kind of poking again at it, but I'm pretty much done with it. I'm going to sign it here pretty soon, and then I'll start uploading. Bring some of this warmth. Yeah, what do you guys think of this? What do you think of this contraption, this thing right here? This is where I had the phone in. I had a phone in clipped in. Right, so we were just boom right here, and then I was off to the side doing stuff. Tell me what you think of that, if that worked out. If you like it better like that, or if you like it where I'm just kind of attached to myself, or I can get nice and close. I've had mixed reviews. I think most people don't mind it when it's on my chest and I'm moving around. Some people do prefer a stationary camera, which I understand. So just kind of let me know in the comments again. The feedback's important, because I think about that when I start thinking about my next tutorial. By the way, I already made another tutorial. So I'm kind of getting a little bit more active. I want to, before I head back to work here in about 5 days, where things will slow down for me. So I'm trying to like get as much recorded and upload some videos here so I can keep going with this channel. Yeah, I think we're done. I think that's good. I enjoyed every part of this painting. Let me see if I can find that reference photo again. And we can compare these to each other. I like to do that sometimes. Tell me what you think in the comments. There we are with the painting. Here's the reference. Good reference. You can see the reference is much darker, right? Darker contrasts. There's the painting. Right. I really like how the water turned out. I think that works out pretty well. Try to get some close-ups here. All the colors in the water, those blues and greens. You can see that warm dark. There's the rocks. The rocks look illuminated. And then the texture in the water, and then the rocks over here. So yeah, a lot of fun. A lot of fun to do it, and thanks for hanging out with me. I'm going to go ahead and sign it here. Okay. I'm using red lately on most of my stuff. Of course, I sign it elsewhere, so because that's a pretty easy signature to copy. But I do sign it elsewhere, and then I think just overall yeah, I think we're good. Let's look at it back here. The colors really pop. Everything's nice and bright. The sun's coming towards us. So, all right, guys. So, thanks for watching. Hope this was fun for you. Leave me some comments on this guy right here. And yeah, I'll see you in another video. Okay, take care. Goodbye.